guys, welcome back to a brand new video. I'm RexFinance, and today I'm talking about yet another new stock. The reason that's a big deal and the reason I mention that is because my YouTube channel is a lot different from a lot of the other stock market channels you might tune into. I don't bring 3 to 5 new stocks to the channel every single day because the truth is, if a YouTuber or anybody is doing that, they don't have the viewer in their best interest because they don't understand these companies top to bottom and they're just going after views. I can honestly say the success of the viewers that watch my channel is more important to me than my own financial gain. And the reason that understanding these companies top to bottom is such a big deal is because it's a lost art in this bullish market. A lot of people have just been throwing money into stocks left and right, making money. But trust me, when things flip, lots of people are going to be flushed out of the market. You're going to see YouTubers disappear. So we're really focused on the long term on this channel, but we do have hopes for short-term gains. And I have been fortunate enough to get the short-term gains. In fact, I've grown my Robinhood portfolio from $10,000 to over $200,000 in less than a year. I actually go through my critical thinking and what I look for as a baseline when I'm looking into a stock or a company. If you guys want to go watch that video, click the I in the top right-hand corner, or there will also be a link down in the description below. The stock I'm talking about today is also kind of a side investment into what Tesla is doing. And the reason I say that is because Tesla doesn't have any physical car dealerships. So the company we're talking about today is SFT Stock, or Shift Technologies. You can think of Shift as another Carvana. For those of you that are unfamiliar with Carvana, basically what they do is they buy and sell used cars. So you can sell your used car to Shift Technologies, or you can buy a used car from them. I think the bigger picture with this investment in SFT is you're really investing in this transformative process from physical car dealerships to online e-commerce for vehicle sales. I think it's safe to say Tesla has been a great example of this. Now, Tesla and Shift Technologies or Carvana or Vroom are different in the fact that when you buy a Tesla, you're generally buying it new. With Shift Technologies, you're buying and selling used cars. And that might scare some of you off. But think about this. The used car market is twice as big as the new car market. I can say in my head, I had that flipped around. For some reason, I was thinking the new car market would be the better market to go after, but that's just not the case. Shift Technologies is really going after the bigger market here. So out of the 3 companies I've mentioned in this video, Vroom, Carvana, and Shift Technologies, who are all doing the same thing, Shift Technologies is the smallest of the bunch. I say that because that can be a risk to your investment in this company, but it can also be a benefit because there's more upside here. In fact, Shift Technologies has only penetrated 12% of the United States, and they have plans to penetrate 67% more of the United States over the coming years. Before we dive deeper into the due diligence here, I know a lot of you would appreciate seeing my current position in this company. And that's another thing. If I'm talking about a stock on my YouTube channel, it's because I believe in the company, I have high conviction, and I myself are invested in the company. So I'll throw my current position up on the screen right now. You can see in my Robinhood stock market portfolio, I own only 1,000 shares of SFT, but I bought them at $8 even. Today, SFT stock is over $10 per share. I really wanted to build out my position further than 1,000 shares. I would have preferred 2,000 or 2,500 shares in this company, but it is what it is. In my other stock market portfolios that I manage, I probably own an additional 1,000 shares, so all combined, I own around 2,000 shares of this company. The reason I don't buy more at today's price is because there's no point in chasing this company when I'm trying to accumulate cash. But if I didn't have a position built out in this company yet, I would have no problem buying at today's price. On that note, I would be doing myself a disservice if I did not shout out my paid monthly membership because they also got to know at $8 per share, the second I bought into this company, that I was buying shares of the company. So a lot of my paid members have made the same 25% on their investment that I have, which has paid for the cost of the membership many times over just in the past few weeks. I might be biased, but I think my membership is well worth the price. So if you guys are interested in my paid monthly membership and getting access to my Discord server, hit the join button down below, located right next to the subscribe button. I've already begun to cover why you would choose to invest in Shift Technologies over Carvana or Vroom or any of the other competitors in the space. And the first thing I mentioned, just as a reminder, is that Shift Technologies is the smallest of the bunch, so there's more upside here. Now, with that, we need to see the management team continue to execute and expand their network into new states and new territories. Another reason you might consider investing in Shift over its competitors is just the fact that Shift Technologies has better reviews from customers than any of the competitors. The reason I think Shift has had such success with getting positive feedback from its customers is because they hire the right people. And if they're going to continue to hire the right people, I'm not going to be concerned as much about expanding quickly into new networks and locations. If they have to expand slowly, but it means that they will continue to hire the right people, I'm really going to stay bullish on this company, and there's no need for them to expedite the process of expanding. Shift has only penetrated about 12% of the United States, which means they have plans to expand to 67 or 68% more of the United States and add locations throughout all 50 states. But without any of that growth, we can just look at their Q4 revenue projections. They expect Q4 revenue to grow at 163 to 174%. That is ridiculous growth. So if investors are getting greedy and they want this company to keep expanding very, very fast, it might not be the best thing because they're already delivering results. And if they can keep hiring the right people to keep getting this positive customer feedback, in the end, they're going to take over the entire market. Although I think Q4 revenue growth could be 500 to 600% if they had expanded very, very fast, they're still delivering us this while also beating all of its competitors with customer reviews. Just a side note for you guys, to make sure they hit this projected number or exceed it, in my opinion, their next earnings report will be on March 8th. So that's only in a couple of weeks. And I'm going to be paying attention to that very, very closely. I mentioned that Shift has penetrated 12% of the United States. That equates to 6 metro areas. And yes, in my opinion, we need to see them continue to grow and expand. Now, the speed, as I've already stated, is not much of a concern to me, as long as they keep hiring the right people. But this expansion needs to be in new markets and new regions. This company can't just stay on the West Coast. In fact, we've already seen them expand into Texas and even the Northwest. But as they sweep across the United States, again, no matter how fast or slow it is, I think the company is going to overtake all of the competitors as a top player in the space. Obviously, Shift's main revenue source is from the buying and selling of the used cars. But on top of that, they also offer financing, vehicle protection, and tire and wheel protection services. So those are just some other places where they can get some more revenue. I should also cover the fact that this was a SPAC before SPACs were cool, which is part of the reason I don't think it gained so much traction. But when you consider how small of a company this is in such a young industry of online car buying and selling, there's just tremendous upside here. Industry experts have said over and over again that the transition to online car buying is just getting started. And again, just look at Tesla. They've already had such success with online car selling. I want to cover the valuation here just a tiny bit. Quarter over quarter, revenue growth continues to set new records for the company. And in 2020, they're going to have delivered somewhere between $194 and $200 million in revenue. That makes the current valuation of $750 million look like nothing. That makes the stock look like a tremendous buying opportunity. But again, this is a young company in a young industry. They need to continue to execute. The management team needs to continue to do what it's doing. But as it sits right now, this looks like a very, very attractive buying point in comparison to where a lot of other SPACs are valuing the companies at. The SPAC has already gone through, and you are investing directly into Shift Technologies if you buy shares of SFT. Again, unfortunately, I didn't build out a full position like I wanted to. I wanted closer to 2,000 or 2,500 shares in this company. And if we retrace back down to $8 like we have in the past, that's when I will put some money down and officially build my full position out. So I'm not opposed to buying more shares of this company by any means. I'm very, very confident in what they're doing. But again, I'm trying to accumulate cash right now. I'm trying to save cash up because I think a market dip or correction is inevitable. It's going to happen. Now, when that's going to happen, nobody knows. But what we can do is prepare. And the way to prepare is by gathering cash and stockpiling cash. Now, just because the markets are at all-time highs doesn't mean there aren't opportunities out there. For example, the company we're looking at right here, SFT Stock, it looks like a great buying opportunity in my opinion, which is why I put some of my saved up cash into this company. Just because markets are at all-time highs doesn't mean you should miss out on tremendous gain. If this would retrace down to $8, I will build my position into a full position. And over the past, this always has happened. We've retraced down to $8, but this time does seem a little bit different. But if it should happen again for some reason, it's just a telltale that somebody wants these shares. And I will gladly join them at $8 per share. Whoever it is isn't letting the shares go below $8 a share, but they also haven't really let it go above $10 a share. But that's where we're sitting at right now. So I'm going to be looking forward to, what happens with the stock price in the short term. But again, I always have a long-term mindset because the long-term always wins and patience pays. If you guys are curious about where I think this company's stock price could go in the short term versus the long term, I'll just say that I think a 5x is a realistic possibility depending on how the March 8th earnings report goes. Now that could take weeks, it could take months to get there, but I think a 5x is realistic for this company. In the long term, I just can't put a cap on the growth potential of this company because we don't know how long it's going to take them to penetrate the new markets and regions across the United States. But if they do that, who really knows how high the stock price could go? Carvana is currently valued at over $48 billion. And if Shift Technologies should overcome them and become the top player in the industry, like I think they very well could over time, that represents tremendous investment return when you consider the fact that Shift Technologies only has a $750 million market cap. In the end, no, this isn't a sexy investment. You're not investing in the next electric vehicle startup company, but in a way, you're investing in what Tesla has demonstrated works in this industry: online buying and selling of vehicles. Again, this is a very, very young market, and the used car market is double the size of the new car market. But in the end, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a 19-year-old with a passion for investing in tremendous return. I've been blessed enough to get that return. Who knows how long it will last? I sure hope it lasts my entire lifetime, but who really knows? So with that, guys, I just want to remind you, my viewers are always in my best interest. If you guys are making money, I'm happy, regardless of whether I'm making money or not. If you guys are new here or returning and not yet subscribed, please feel free to hit the subscribe button down below so you don't miss any of my future videos. Also hit the like button down below if you don't mind, if this video helped you out with understanding what Shift Technologies does and what you're investing in and really the upside of the company. But with that, guys, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I'll be back with a brand new video either later this week or early next week. With that, peace out.